what B. Marshall said was 100% accurate. Yeah. How he said it was 100% wrong. Who he said it to, he didn't do his research on. These are all things I said to him directly. So it being on camera is no big deal. I said it to him. What you said, B, was 100% right. How you said it and who you said it to is why we are where we are.
And I say this with all due respect. Who the is DJ Chevy?
If you've never walked around multiple neighborhoods with linoleum wrapped up under your arm, waiting and looking for somebody to battle, you may not know my life. If you've never taken all your money from your allowance and went out and bought spray cans and sprayed on a train, the second you heard one was in the neighborhood that would stop, you may not know my life. If you've never stole milk crates from the back of a store that said you was going to jail if you had them, you may not know my life. And, I was blessed to come up at the beginning of something.
Brought to you by.
What's good, everybody? We back here with another episode of It's Horton's 1v1s. And today, we got a familiar but yet still unfamiliar face in the city of Pittsburgh. Right. And I say this with all due respect. Who the fuck is DJ Chevy?
Oh, man. That is so funny. In a nutshell, he is a son, a brother, a father, a uncle, a husband, a mentor. Man, there's a lot of layers, but when it comes to this music thing, he's just a student of the game, a person who loves this to its core, and has always committed to being for artists.
I knew you already.
Yes.
But I guess there was people who didn't know you. We ain't going to jump the gun.
Correct.
I'm going to give you a chance to get people to know you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And with the interview process, I always want to jump back to the very first time that you realized that you was in love with your craft.
The craft of DJing?
No. Hip-hop. When did you fall in love with hip-hop?
I fell in love with hip-hop in 1983, 84. First exposure to Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5. First exposure to African Bambaataa. First exposure to Curtis Blow. So it was this thing. It was a different type of sound. Prior to that, you're listening to your Smokey Robinsons. You're listening to your Dionne Warwick. You're listening to the early Patti LaBelle. The early, you know what I mean? So I'm raised on funk. I'm raised on R&B. I'm raised on rock and roll. All of these things. But I remember, hearing Planet Rock for the first time. It was like, oh, this is different. This is different. This is different right here. And then I remember hearing, Curtis Blow, These Are the Breaks, in Basketball. You know what I mean? This was monumental stuff.
Yeah, that's hip hop.
Yeah, and you got to understand, this isn't on the radio. You understand what I mean? When I was coming up, Whammo had no rap. You didn't hear rap. this is what made Sly Jock who he was. Sly Jock was the first person putting rap music on the radio after midnight.
So and just to ask,
Yes.
because you took it back, like
Yeah.
like whenever you fell in love with hip hop as a baby.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. So you got to figure 83, 84, 13, 14, 13. Yeah.
So before then it was disco, right? Or was it funk?
Well, you had disco because
I meant
the
to say
very
funk. I meant to say
the
funk.
very first record I ever bought was "Ring My Bell" by Chic. You know what I mean? So that's kind of a poppy, funky. You know, it all depends upon how you want to place it. But yeah, man, Heat Wave and the Commodores, and you know what I mean? Like, this is what you had. Like, I remember the very first time I got to listen to music on my own, not controlled by my parents. I had an 8-track that my uncle gave me, an old 8-track radio thing, and he gave me Commodores. Boom. That's what I would listen to in the basement when I had to clean up and, you know, do all the different things that I had to do at the house. So, but that's what I chose. Now, I had to clean up to Al Green. I had, you know what I mean? Like, my mother was picking that. My dad was picking that. But me making my own choice, the Commodores, that was, you know what I mean? It was cool. But the first record I ever bought was Chic.
All right. I'm glad I'm interviewing you, because a lot of people who I would interview, they might be a little younger than me or around my age, and I'm not old enough to really speak on hip hop from the origins. You know what I mean? Like, so whenever they said who the fuck was DJ Chevy, I'm like, you must not know this guy's a pioneer. And even outside of you being like a musical pioneer in the city of Pittsburgh, you're also like you're seasoned. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you could tell people about the transition of hip hop, because you was here for the Soulja Boy era too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to figure, and this is, you know, this is the way I say it. If you've never walked around multiple neighborhoods with a linoleum wrapped up under your arm, waiting and looking for somebody to battle, you may not know my life. If you've never taken all your money from your allowance and went out and bought spray cans and sprayed on a train, the second you heard one was in the neighborhood that would stop, you may not know my life. If you've never stole milk crates from the back of a store that said you was going to jail if you had them, you may not know my life. And, you know, I was blessed to come up at the beginning of something. You know what I mean? My mother was born, R&B music was already here. Gospel was already here. You know, just like kind of like in the 50s things where that whole rock and roll thing, like when you came up in that period at the beginning of something, it hits different. Your connection to it's different because you take ownership of it. Hip hop is mine, bro. Like, I don't play when it comes to this hip hop thing. And I mean the culture of it, not just the music. The rap music is a part of the hip hop culture.
I'm glad you said that, because I had a 2-hour long debate. Anybody know me, they know I ain't gonna stop if I feel like I'm right.
100%.
And basically the conversation started, we talking about hip hop, and I'm like, bro, hip hop isn't a music genre, it's a culture.
It's a culture.
And he was like, no, J. Cole, he's trying to call J. Cole and Kendrick hip hop. And I'm like,
So
I'm like, basketball is a part of hip hop culture. The DJ is a part of breakdancing. It's all a part of the culture, but I don't want to overspeak, because you gotta tell us what the culture is.
There's 4 elements to hip hop, and I'll start them as they are. The pillar, the foundation is DJing. DJing, playing music for people, is the origin. 2 turntables, a mixer. Then that birthed. There was a technique that was used in DJing where you would find the break. You'd find that 6-8 seconds of a song that was like the funky part. It was the instrumental part. and then you would either have two records, and there's a lot of processes, but nevertheless, they would have two records, and they would just keep bringing back that one little piece. Okay, that was the break.
In reference to the song, these are the breaks.
Okay,
all right.
So that was the break of the song. Some people, if it's rock, it's the solo. You know how they have a solo, guitar solo or whatever. So this is the break of the song. Then from that birthed break dancers, the people that would create dance routines to these isolated breaks that the DJs would make. So they are the second step to this.
So TikTok ain't too far off.
Okay.
Of what hip hop is, because that's what they're doing now. They're getting the song, they're doing a dance to it, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
similar.
Right? Yeah, creating a routine to music. Yes, okay.
Yeah, two different time periods, but yeah.
Now, part 3, which a lot of people confuse, is actually the graffiti.
Yeah,
because now these break dancers would start crews. Okay, now graffiti was going on outside of the hip hop culture, but it was illegal. You're vandalizing shit. But if you paint the clothes of the breakdancers, now your art is being seen on a bigger scale. So literally, I have personally bought a jean jacket, taken paint, made the back panel of it saturated with paint, and then use that as your base. And then we're doing this in 83, 84, 85. Like, we're making our own clothes, painting our own pictures on our clothes because we're watching it come out of New York. Boom. So that's where your graffiti artists are fused into the hip hop culture. The rapper was there, but he didn't become a focal point until it all gelled together. Now, there was rappers, quote unquote, prior to hip hop. Like, notably, there's a song called Here Comes the Judge. I forget what the gentleman's name is, but I think his last name is Pilgrim, something like that. I apologize. I should know this and be able to quote it. But the name of the song is called Here Comes the Judge. So that is the first quote unquote song where you understand. And then there's another group, and I apologize, I believe it's the Four Poets, which is another group that are like kind of rap music is modeled after what they did. I'm sure you've heard of Gil Scott-Heron, who was a poet. He is also lumped into that because when you think about it, that's kind of the origin of PE, talking about social issues and whatever in his music and his work. So that's how that came about. Yes.
All right. That guy, Here Comes the Judge, Pigmeat Markham.
I have the record.
Yeah.
I literally have the record. I also had a Four Poets record as well. So these things are our origins. But again, and this is why I don't get upset with, the new artists and how they do things. You're supposed to be advancing on, not destroying. Yeah. You know what I mean? You should be able to take something and make it better. So, we took that framework and just turned it into what we know today is hip hop. But I want to give you said something earlier, and I want to give you the answer. Rap music and hip hop's music became a thing because of iTunes.
Whenever they, don't tell me, because they hit your boy with a Fed charge.
Nope. This has nothing to do with that.
With the LimeWire and the Carrier?
No. So this has everything to do with iTunes. Okay, I'll explain. When they put iTunes together and they jump all of these genres, okay? If they would have kept rap, the genre, together, it would have been the number one music in the country.
So that
if you separate them, the subgenre, country music was number one. So they separated them. That's how it became split. We never split it. They did that. The same way Ice Cube, Common, Lil Wayne, Soulja Boy, EPMD, these are all rappers.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Because you said country is the number one.
According to their charts, early.
Yeah.
Early.
No, and I'm not going against what you're saying. I want another answer to a question.
Go.
Because in the country community, they looked at Nelly kind of side-eyed.
No, they looked at Thingy side-eyed.
Which one?
Who he did the song with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's who they looked at side-eyed.
But, you know, St. Louis is a country location, no matter if it's black people or not.
Correct.
Like Missouri, the whole side of the country is country. And
Tim McGraw.
I know growing up, that used to be a big thing. Like, why is you allowing Nelly over here? Because I guess that would have split up their genre from just country to country / hip hop. Because Morgan Wallen, I listen to him right now. He got some of his best songs is with Moneybagg Yo, Lil Durk, Big X the Plug.
Because they grew up on hip hop. They grew up on it.
Yeah. Shaboozey.
You'd be surprised at how many lawyers is out here. Oh, that's the lawyer. But he grew up on Wu-Tang, bro. Like, don't get it, man. It's like,
it was a vibe for everybody.
yeah.
Like, I'm glad you said that because I follow that lawyer. And he's always like singing Young Thug in his morning
100%.
meetings.
The same way a lot of people don't understand that the pop groups that you've seen, NSYNC and whatever, they are a result of the popularity of New Edition.
Yeah.
Single-handedly, all of these groups are a knockoff of New Edition. The problem was, I don't want my 12-year-old daughter hanging Black Boys on her walls.
Did you see that? It was like a little snippet, but a while back, NSYNC, they did a cover of New Edition, like on maybe like Nickelodeon. They were
all trying to be that. And the industry literally created. Now, understand, I mean, Elvis is nothing but a knockoff of Chuck Berry. I mean, it's been happening throughout years. But once again, like I said, at the time, there was no such thing as a boy group. Like, you know, like, we didn't have that. So New Edition, they're one of them things that, like, they can't be redone. They started something that just we've been trying to replace for years. But at the end of the day, yeah, they didn't want their little daughters hanging Black Boys on their wall. Period. It just is what it is. You know how many white women I've dated who their first introduction to music is Bobby Brown?
Just imagine.
What?
Just imagine.
Right.
Dad.
Yeah. I want to go
see Bobby Brown. Did someone say Brown?
Yeah, bro, that's really what it is. So, like, if we really dive into it, yes, that's what it is. But that whole split of, you know, the subgenres started because they did not want to start their platform with rap music being number one.
That's a fun fact. I always like having fun facts because then I get to push them off on other people. But so all the people who you explain, they're from like the New York area or like Detroit. I know like
New Edition's Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Speaking about in totality, just like knowing the history of music and where it's all coming from. Mm-hmm. But how far behind do you feel like Pittsburgh was? Not today, but from the start of hip hop.
Ooh, behind.
Only because, you know, we used to have to get our information through magazine, and it was just it took a long time to get information.
Behind, is kind of hard to say because always your hotbeds for music creation was New York and LA. The South kicked in with Houston and Dallas and whatever. Miami kicked their thing in. Atlanta kicked their thing in. If we're truly speaking just about hip hop music or rap music, so behind is kind of hard. Now we didn't have access to a lot of stuff. We did not have access. Now what was dope was Pitt, because you got kids coming from all over the country to come there, and they're bringing their flavor. The very first time I ever heard go-go was on a Pitt campus. Didn't know what it was. Like, go-go's regional. The first time I heard juke, same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of was the thing. We did not have the internet like you guys have the internet. Just like you said, magazines, Right On and Jet, Word Up. I mean, I'm old enough to remember going to the back of the Jet magazine and seeing what the, number one songs of the month was. Like,
I'm old enough to go to the Jet magazine and see that beauty.
yeah, we even gonna go there. We even gonna go there. But yes, you know what I mean? Like, that's, kind of the thing. Now, Whammo has always, in my life, has always done his thing, has always focused, on the culture. There was a period in time, that's where you went to find out. And the Pittsburgh Courier. The Pittsburgh Courier is,
I still pick it up.
It was the thing. Like, I was so proud when I seen the movie 42. I didn't know that story of Jackie Robinson, and to find out that it was somebody from the Pittsburgh Courier that was following him around to cover this whole transition, that was dope. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's really what it is.
So yeah, just being from the city of Pittsburgh and appreciating like all that we got to offer, the innovators, the people who blazed that trail. I mean, like, it's something to appreciate. I feel like in media, we got it. In sports, we got it. In a lot of different areas, even with Google coming to the city a few years ago, we got tech. But like, the stronghold on music, it's just been hard to get like a stronghold on music in this city. Why do you feel like we could be innovative enough to create all these other things, but not the main thing to us right now, which is Pittsburgh hip hop?
I feel like there's a mystique and a glitz and glamour that goes with the music industry. And Pittsburgh is a blue collar place. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Now, I feel like let's go back to the subcultures. I feel like the conscious rapper, the socially aware rapper, the 9 to 5, go to work, come home, and do music as that. This is a great place for that. It's the epitome of it. But if you are the dripped out, Rolls Royce driving, 7 blunts a day, like, that's really not us. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. It can be. We have people here, but that's really not the identity of the city. So therefore, it kind of makes them stick out like a sore thumb, and then it kind of looks foolish on it just doesn't match. It's like putting a suit on a pig. Like, it just does not match. So those type of artists strive to be in those type of areas, at LA, at New York. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. So that being said, I feel like we have to define first who we are and what our industry is. And I believe that we can have a mix in there. You know what I mean? I believe that a person who's worked hard and mastered their craft should be fly. Now your fly might be Timberland boots. My fly might be Prada shoes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but still, we've done this thing, we've mastered this thing, and we are a walking billboard for what we stand for in it. Cool. The other issue that I see is because we're such, 9-to-5 blue collar, for those people who are, in those type of budgets, they've adopted this fake it to make it. You know what I mean? Like, so now you got really hardworking people that got jobs and whatever, but now you're spending $2,000 to buy a chain that looks like it's $10,000 and it's fake. And it's just like it. I'm not knocking it. Like, do what makes you happy, but it is kind of demoralizing from a large picture that, bro, it's okay to just be you. It's okay. Like, we embrace you. We can't do you like you do you. So be yourself.
I'm glad you spoke on what type of town we are, what kind of city we are, but Pittsburgh, man, we look at ourselves like a town, and it is blue collar.
It's 100%.
It's hard work. It's even if you doing something that's easy, you better make it look like it's hard. For real. And speaking on that, I wanted to just go back down memory lane because the flashy artists, like you said, and this ain't to throw shade at nobody, but whenever S Money, Owie, and Wiz, they were all in like their early prime Pittsburgh hip hop careers. Like Owie and S Money was like the flashier artists, but like Wiz at the time was like a backpack type of rapper where it's just like, oh yeah, he youngin' on his grind. No pun intended, but he was definitely a youngin' on his grind, and we seen it, and we always wondered why he was the one that was chosen to make it out. But he embodied the city. We seen a dude who really wanted it, and he got out and got it.
So I have a personal story. This is not hearsay. This is not made up. If Wiz was sitting here, he would factually say the same thing I'm saying. So for those who remember, Wiz was doing his thing, shopping. I believe he got himself into a deal. He was on tour on a tour bus, and the bus got pulled over. Remember the whole weed situation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He gets pulled over. That whole situation happens. And I believe 3 to 4 days later, he was here in Pittsburgh. He was at Edgewood Town Center and Sneaker Villa, for those who remember what that is. All right, cool. I'm going to back up to go forward. Prior to this, I'm so excited because this kid from Pittsburgh is getting this shake, this opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, prior to him, I could only rest my hat on Tuffy with Ghetto Soundcheck.
Yeah.
So from Ghetto Soundcheck to what Wiz does, he's the next one, and I'm excited. I'm a DJ. I can help with this process. Cool, no problem. So I hear about the mix. I didn't know it was a mixtape. I was told it was an album. I hear about the album. I jump up. I can't even remember who told me. I'm like, boom. My first spot to go to was Upbeat Records in Wilkinsburg.
Yeah.
So, boom, I shoot over to Upbeat. And I'm like, yo, blah, 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 where's Khalifa? He was like, oh, yeah, I got it right here. I promise you right now, I still have the exact CD that I purchased at my crib. I purchased the CD. I'm thinking it's an album. I get home, and it's a damn mixtape with a DJ I've never heard of. I'm like, what the hell is this? And the DJ is talking on almost every track. So I can't even play this for the public because no DJ is playing another DJ. Like, mixtapes are useless to DJs because if we don't have we're not playing another DJ talking. No disrespect to him. But until Khaled and Clue and them started doing where you couldn't get the song without him on it, no DJ is playing another DJ's. It's not happening. So I have this kid in my city. He's making noise. I'm trying to, do my part and play it for people. I'm like, This is some straight bullshit. Cool. We fast forward to the situation I'm telling you about. Wiz comes in the store. I let him walk all the way in. He went to the counter. I didn't say a word. I'm DJing. I didn't say a word. Let him do what he's doing because I don't want to, he's comfortable. He got his bag. He's about to walk out the door. On a microphone, I go, Mr. Khalifa. He looked over and was like, because we had ran into each other. So like, on site, he knew who I was. I knew who he was. But cool, no problem. He comes over. We laughing, we joking. And I said, I just got to start the story with this. Bro, if I could have found you the day I bought that mixtape, me and you would have had problems. He started laughing. You know what I mean? Like, this is a God's honest true story. So I said to him, bro, like, you on the road and you doing your thing, but I don't understand why people are so split about you. There's people that love you and there's people that hate you. And like, what's the deal? I just don't feel like this city has a true understanding of who you are. He goes, I know what you mean. You know what I mean? I hear it, whatever. So I said, let's do a mixtape together. That way we can do it interview-based. We can play some songs, but we can give people a true understanding of who you are. He literally said, cool, bro. When I get off the road, let's lock that in. Cool. So we continue the conversation. He looked at me and I said, well, how did the mixtape thing come up? Wiz says to me, he looked in my face and he said, Chev, I was a kid. I just did what they told me to do. At that moment, I had to realize he literally was a kid.
So was that the Rostrum Records version of Wiz?
That was right.
Young.
This is young Wiz. He is following the script. The one thing that people forget is Wiz literally was very coachable. He was a coachable talent. So he used the situation. His exact words was, I used the situation to get myself in place. Now that I'm in place, I can do what I want. But I had to do what I was supposed to do, what they were asking me to do, follow these steps, to be in a position now to call my own shots. These are exact words. This is not no. So I told him, I said, man, I got so much respect for you. He said, Chev, we good. And we ain't ever not going to be good. He says, but why do I have to be good with people that I know really didn't fuck with me or like me? Because I made it? Nah.
That's the one thing I could never take away from Wiz because I was there. If he listened to this, he's going to remember the day at Club Ludic. It was him on the lineup. It was S Money. It was Oe. Maybe a F Block or a HE, but it was some street niggas in the building.
Right.
I mean, and they was getting the most love. I'm talking about Wiz got booed. Like, and I'm like, why is they booing Wiz? I'm like, I know Wiz, because I'm a MySpace baby.
Right.
I know him already. So I go to basic training down in South Carolina.
Okay.
On my way back from basic training, I'm at Foot Locker, and Say Yeah is on the TV screens in Foot Locker. And I'm telling all the boys that's
right.
And you know how it is whenever you're out of town. Like, even if you live in Butler, Jeanette,
right,
Aliquippa, anywhere, whenever you're out of town,
you from Pittsburgh.
And everybody was like, no, he ain't from Pittsburgh. I mean, swear to God, he from Pittsburgh. I'll look you up right now.
Right.
And, I was down with a few people from Philly, so that was around the time.
Oh, yeah.
Meek Mill was big, Wiz was big. Who bigger? We going at it. But to see him break through that, it was like a proud moment. I gained nothing from that, but my love for Pittsburgh hip hop and the culture was just like, nah, we got something to hold on to.
Right. And that's what it was. I was proud. I was truly proud of this kid. I didn't want nothing from him. I was just proud that we got somebody that's representing our city in this era of rap. And he's nice with it.
And like you said, he's coachable.
He's extremely coachable.
Because not to jump fur into the interview, but there's a lot of talent in the city who just might not be coachable. Like, got to the door,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just hard to reel them all the way in because.
Have you ever golfed?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. One thing that I learned about golf, and I've never, other than what you had to do in high school, you know what I mean? What I learned from a golf pro, I can't remember what the dude's name was. He was from North Hills, and he turned into a golf coach. His statement was, if you have any aspirations of being professional or being good at golf, get a coach. And I was like, yeah, why do you say that? He goes, because you don't want to develop a bad habit you can't break. A lot of artists in this city have developed bad habits because they didn't start out with mentorship. They didn't start out with a plan. They're just doing whatever they think. And if two things work, you can't tell them nothing. Now they know everything because it worked these 2 times. Thankfully it did. But there's so much you don't know. You're just throwing stuff at a wall trying to figure it out. There are people that have dedicated their lives to this that could help you. And it can be customized to you. What worked for Wiz is not going to work for you.
It ain't.
It's not. Even if y'all come out at the same time, you're 2 totally different people, 2 different personalities, 2 different goals. So why would you think his path is your path? It's not. But on those paths, there's certain business paperwork that got to be taken care of. There's certain moves that got to be made. They're universal. People here, artists, independent artists as a whole, tend to not want to do the foundational things.
I ran a studio with Dude Music for a little while.
Yes.
And it seemed like he's more the engineer than I am.
Gotcha.
But it seemed like a lot of the artists that would come in, I'm listening to them. I'm at the end of my music career. Mm-hmm. I'm more of a fan now than I ever was. You know what I mean? So I'm listening. I'm like, oh, this is hard. I'm like, you gonna put this on Spotify, iTunes, all these different platforms? I'm asking him if he's gonna put it on. He's like, how I do that? I'm like, bro, you're about like 10 hit singles into your career, and not like a single like that because it's just dissing people. But you got 40,000 views off of dissing people. Well, why ain't you taking the next step to just be like, all right, at least get my paperwork right so whenever I do transition, but...
I will never understand it. I will never... And the one thing that I equate it to is they don't see themselves as businesses and brands. They see themselves as artists, which is fine. But I'm going to put this on camera. A lot of people don't know, I paint. I enjoy painting. That's when I was walking in, I was like, oh, this is dope. I'm going to study some of this stuff. Like, really, there's some dope art on these walls. So I'm like, I do it for me. I will never sell my art. I will never, I'm not interested in turning it into a business. It's okay to rap and not want to turn it into anything. It's a hobby. You enjoy doing it. Cool. But the second you think that you should be compensated for that art, you are now a business. And there are business practices that have to be covered in order for you to conduct yourself as a legitimate legal business. And that's where they just tune you out. They literally tune you out.
What you feel the reason is?
Inexperience. Literally inexperience. I'm the first person in my family to go to college. When I got there, I was inexperienced. Nobody had done it before me. So therefore, there was things, bumps and bruises that I had to take. I didn't know. And there was nobody that could help me. They had never done it. So when we're in a situation where nobody knows, somebody has to take some bumps and bruises. In these situations with paperwork, and they hear the horror stories. Oh, that won't be me. Yeah, it will be.
You know a guy whose paperwork is like his business side is really, really like legit. And a lot of people wouldn't know. But that same guy who's the reason why we're having this conversation today, who said, who the fuck is Chevy? that guy is about every single side of business. Like,
Oh, 100%.
Stunner. Well, I'm gonna say it
Yeah,
because
good.
a lot of artists out here and a lot of people in the city, like, you need to know, like, Stunner rap about whatever he rap about. His music is, however, that dude is about his business.
1,000%.
And whenever I seen the post with the B Marshall, I was like, damn, you took a shot at a lot of different people who's not business savvy and ready, but we got one in the city in Stunner. And a lot of y'all might not know, but the reason why we're even having this interview and bringing DJ Chevy to the platform is because, not only because of Stunner, but because of the B Marshall thing bled into DJ Chevy being appointed a position in Pittsburgh hip hop that wasn't really agreed upon by everybody. And Stunner came to Pittsburgh Rescue because he's been on a run. He came to Pittsburgh Rescue this past couple months.
Yeah.
With the whole coming at the Taylor gang, the Fed to God situation. And now you was next on the menu.
I was next on the menu, buddy.
Who the fuck is DJ Chevy, man?
Yeah, and he had a legitimate question, and this is why I never addressed it. I never said anything because you have the right to question, situations like that. And I looked at it as an opportunity. I don't get offended when people question, who I am, what I've done, whatever. It's kind of like McDonald's, you know what I mean? McDonald's has one of the most amazing ad campaigns, and their whole thing is every day somebody's born that doesn't know them as a brand. So they never let up on their promotion and whatever. So in this situation, Stunner afforded me an opportunity to introduce or reintroduce who I am, what I've done, and why I was chosen to be in this type of situation. That's really what it was. And I again, as a 56-year-old man, looked at it at like, oh, this is a great moment for me. But I'm not going to go back and forth on those social media. Like, there's no winning that. This dude is relentless when it comes to that. I know who he is, even if he doesn't know who I am. So
you would end up being Dame Dash if you had to go back and forth with him. I'm
right.
glad
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And that's not my pedigree. That's not my era. We don't do that. I come from an era where you got an issue with a person, you knock on their parents' door. Hey, miss, he said, and they bring them to the door. Like, that's what I'm used to.
All right. So speaking on that, because not too long ago, Stunner got introduced to DJ Chevy, and he made a video.
Yes.
And he posted it on social media.
Let's give the whole context. So he had some questions about who I was, why I was put in this position, why wasn't it, a rapper or somebody that they were familiar with that represents who they are. I'm paraphrasing, but that was pretty much it. Some people chimed in who did not know me at all. They, that we need to be blah, blah. They're not necessarily attacking me. They're attacking the fact that they don't know who this person is. There were people who don't necessarily care for me in this scene because of how I carry myself, how my standards are. So he don't need to be there, blah, blah, blah. Like, just this is, let's trash Chevy.
You feel like you got a little bit of dirt on you from the B Marshall situation?
No, 100% no.
Because just speaking like from just having my ear to the streets.
Yes.
A lot of people reached out to me and they wanted to sit down and talk about it, but I'm like, I ain't about to just be having random Joes speaking on people who put in a lot of work in the city.
Right.
But a lot of people were saying that he kind of threw you in front of the bullets.
100%.
Because of your your reputation and who you are. It was like, this is a solid dude. Let me put him in the forefront so y'all could see that, like, I don't, you know what I mean?
So he chose a few people. Myself, Devin Hammonds, Mike Carroll, and that was, what he chose and who he felt would be able to help him navigate this. For those who don't know, Devin Hammonds, amazing dude, promotional push, does a lot of PR stuff. He's worked with artists. He's in the back of a lot of major things that people are aware of. But Dev is one of those people. I don't need no accolades. I don't need I want to get the thing done.
If you're a part of Pittsburgh hip hop, you better know
who Devin
is. And if you don't know Devin, because Devin never put himself as the face of the brand.
Anything, right.
But if you ever seen that logo where it's just a handprint.
Yeah, it's P and a handprint, yep.
Pray until something happens, push until something happens, promote until something happens.
That's him.
That's
him, 1,000%.
But yeah.
Then he, selects Mike Carroll because of, his experiences and, his professionalism, expertise. He knows that he's connected to Fed. He knows that he navigates music in that realm. Single-handedly, I was chosen because I'm connected to the independent artists in the city and have been for decades. I hold weight. I have a reputation you either love or hate, but for 4 decades, I've been here. So he knew. We've worked together in the past. He's hired me to do different events. So he knows the caliber of person that I am. So it was like, okay, I know let me put this little team together. Boom, he puts it out front. I knew what it was. I was ready for the opportunity. I was ready for the task. But the number one thing, I'm not doing nothing if I can't help these artists. If this ain't going to be real, I'm not doing it. I can go home. Like, I don't care. I'm here for the artists. So let's create a system. Let's create a process that is going to prepare them for the opportunities that you are providing. That's the gist of it. That's literally the base.
I think that's what a lot of because there's tiers in this city whenever it comes to like the rappers. You know what I mean? Like there's the local A-lister. You know what I mean?
Correct.
There's the local B-lister. You're speaking for
everybody.
Everyone.
Every single person.
But you're more of a mouthpiece for the underground, like
everyone.
No, I get everyone, but I'm saying like anybody could be tapped in with a Fed. He's big. Anybody could be tapped in with a Stunner. He's big. But to be tapped in with the blue collar, like we spoke about, the blue collar rappers.
100%.
So I ain't want to like.
Yeah.
But so with that position, what do you feel like you're going to do with the position? Because the word gatekeeper has been really, really big in the city these past few months. And I don't think we need any more of that.
No, that's not what's happening. So basically, and I think Quay said it the best, I'm putting myself in a position of mentor. Okay? The auditions, the whole audition process, B. Marshall didn't say that. I did. That was one of my stipulations. There has to be a system that's put in place for them to be able to go from you're not putting them on stage to they're ready to be put on stage. And not you like you're the end all be all, but any opportunity that's in an open air situation that needs to be handled professionally, they'll be prepared for it. They'll have the music for it. They'll have the experience for it. You're good to go. So in this situation, I wanted to solidify and make sure that this is the pathway for everyone. So Stunna, Hardo, Reese, all these Lady Hum, it don't matter who you are. You have to go through this process in order to take advantage of B. Marshall's things. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to. You know what I mean? Y'all put together whatever you choose to put together and do it however you want. But if you want to be on his things, this is how you do it.
You know, I had a conversation and with a local artist, and the conversation was like how we're going to be doing things. And I never try to like use my muscle like, nah, because I got the platform now where I could push whatever narrative I want on anybody right now, because that's the power that you give yourself whenever you get the mic and the camera.
Right.
But I reached out to a lot of different artists that are around my age, and the number one thing they say is, oh man, I ain't trying to get on no podcast, or I ain't trying to do that. Or I'm like, bro, this is a part of the game now. And a lot of people, they go against like the whole podcast thing and the whole, why are we even doing that? Well, all these other cities been doing it for years now. And if you want to get something out in 2026, man, bro, Mace is in front of a camera every day. Cameron is in front of a camera every day. Like, all your favorite athletes are in front of cameras doing podcasts, because for 10 to 15 years, they had the newspaper pushing out the narrative.
As I said to you earlier, it's that transition from creating art to commerce. It's something that people have to navigate and understand. Like I said, you make your songs, bro. Do your thing. Enjoy yourself. Play them in your car. If that's what you want to do, you're more than entitled. Nobody ever has to know you make music. But the second you want compensated, the second you want to be on somebody's stage, you are now a business. Yeah. And there's business etiquette. There's, you know what I mean? Like, there's business practices. There's business paperwork. There's taxes. There's like, this ain't play.
And there's experience to be had. Like
1,000%.
If you never really jumping into the pool, you're never going to get the experience that you need to be a mainstream artist. Like, without the podcast, and maybe you on a local platform, but they ask you, hey, you got a freestyle for us? If you're afraid to freestyle on a local platform, guess what you're going to be afraid to do? Whenever Funk Flex say, yo, baby, what's up? We live right now. We got your boy. He about to freestyle. You're going to freeze up because you didn't get the experience that it takes
1,000%
to be on that next level.
1,000%. And you can't, you have to be ready. You can't be getting ready. And you get ready in the dark when nobody knows you. This is where you navigate that. So I'll give you my DJ story. My DJ story is I DJ'd, had equipment, and DJ'd in my house for a year before I told anyone. Like, my immediate friends knew, but I had equipment in my house and I DJ'd. Learning how to mix, learning how to scratch, learning how to cut, you know, what songs go with what. Cool, no problem. So one day I just like, you know what, I got to see, because I'm in here by myself. I don't know. The public has to tell me. I can be as confident as I want, but the public has to embrace what I'm doing. So I lived over in Swissville on Collingwood, right? Go to the basketball court. This is a Saturday afternoon. Go to the basketball court. We still on cassettes. Take my cassette up there, put it in the radio, because they was just playing the radio. I put the cassette in there. I hit play. Boom. And I just sit there. I give me some water. I'm watching people hoop, whatever. They're running up and down the court. You play ball. They're running up and down the court. Ooh. It ends. It was during somebody's doing something, like, basically, you know how you can back up the court and there ain't really nothing pressed going on? Yeah. Dude was backing up the court, went to the radio, flipped the tape, and hit play. I said, I'm a DJ.
Oh, because they was waiting for tape, sad beat.
He came back, flipped that tape, and hit play, which means you enjoyed what you heard for 30 minutes. Now you want to listen to the other 30 minutes. Nobody told me I was a DJ. That moment did.
Yeah, because you know.
But it took a year for a 10-second moment.
Nobody wants to perform the 10,000 hours that it takes.
No, and especially not today. Especially not today.
Everything comes so quick today. Well, everything looks like it comes so quick. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want to be known for being an ass, you could fall down the steps, your ass could fall out, and you could go viral, and you could be big tomorrow. Or you could work at your craft, and whenever your ass do fall out, they gonna go back to your page like, oh, that goofy motherfucker whose ass fell out, right. He got an album. Right. I actually like the album. You know what I mean? Right. But that's being ready for the moment instead of just hoping that it come.
1,000%. That 10,000 hours is everything. That 10,000 hours is everything. Because I can't determine whether you're going to like it or not, but I can determine whether I'm a professional or not. I can determine whether I know my craft or not. I can determine. Those are things that I'm in control of.
That's why I'm on the other side of the camera and using my mic to talk now. Whenever we talked before this, we were speaking on franchise.
Yes.
I used to rap. Like, there's rappers and then there's professional rappers. And I wanted to make the distinction because there's some people who really do this.
This is what they do.
And I want, like, local artists, if you're trying to pursue this thing we call music, be a professional about it. Like, there's money in it.
Yes.
Like, maybe I got to tell people that there's money in it. And it's not like if you want to be a local rapper, it's not life-changing money, but you could make a good wage off of being a local rapper.
It is life-changing. So I tell this story as well. When from 0 to probably about 13, 14, my mother didn't raise me on $40,000. Like, bro, my mother worked 2 full-time jobs, 2 of them. She worked 16 hours a day until they shut. You remember the old Union Switch and Signal where Edgewood Town Center is? That used to be a plant.
Oh.
So where Edgewood Town Center is sitting used to be a plant. Union Switch and Signal. That's where all of the like railroad crossings and all that stuff, that's where it was manufactured and made. They shut that plant down, tore it down, and now you got where Edgewood Town Center is. But that's where my mother worked. She would leave there, walk down on Woodstock, come to our house, change her clothes, and then walk to Braddock Hospital.
Damn.
Every day.
They really tore your history down.
Every day. Yeah. I was born in Braddock Hospital.
Yeah. I got a few stitches from Braddock Hospital.
Yeah, I was born in Braddock Hospital, bro. I'm here. Like, this is me.
But no, that's a grand. Like, yeah, my mom did the same thing. 5 boys going to school, going to work, and taking us all on the bus. Like,
right. So to raise, and I feel like she did a really good job. She raised me on less than 40 grand. You're trying to tell me I can make 50 grand a year doing what I love to do? You mean that same noise that I was making in my bedroom when she was saying, shut that shit off? Now I can make more money than she made when she raised me? I'm cool. I don't need a $50,000 watch.
You know, it's so crazy. You said the exact number that I just told a young guy. I said, bro, you could make $50,000 a year off of making music. And
easy.
You don't gotta be the Cartier.
Easy.
You could just be the music maker. I said,
most of these people.
I said, you can monetize on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. Like, there's so many different avenues that you could get a check from. You add them up at the end of the year, you're going to make about $50,000 if you do it the right way.
If you do it the right way. And again, most of these people aren't making $50,000 a year in their real life.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you don't want to do what you need to do to make it in something you love to do, but you go into a job where you only make $17 an hour. Come on, bro. This don't add up. This don't make sense.
It's hard to manage yourself. I made a status about that just either yesterday or today. A lot of people, they can't manage themselves. Like, you see people who crush it on Uber and DoorDash and all these ride share companies. Some people really go get to a bag.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
That's a person who knows how to manage themselves. Oh, it's late at 5 o'clock in the morning. I need to be up at 4 so I can get ready to hit that surge at 5.
1,000%.
Some people will be like, man, I want to do this so I can work for myself. Even if you want to, not to even put this on your interview, but like somebody dealing drugs or whatever.
100%.
You want to be the motherfucker waking up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you didn't miss so much money. because, yeah, I don't want to work for this and that, but you don't want to work for yourself either. You don't want to get up whenever you need to.
You know, we're pretty much we grew up in the same place. You know what this is, okay? Now, I'm in the thick of it, 84, 5, and 6. I'm in the thick of it when this crack is kicking in. When, you know what I mean, I'm being exposed to I didn't understand what heroin was. Like, you know what I mean? I'm being caught because it's relevant. I'm a teen. I have friends who, again, taking their allowance money, $35 for that week, flipping that into $700 off $35. I've seen this real time. I never got involved. Not that I felt that I was above it. Not that nothing. My dad said one thing to me, bro, and it was just lights on. He said, why would you work 24 hours to keep from working 8?
That's a smart man.
I was like, what do you mean? Why would you work 24 hours? Drugs are 24 hours. You are always on call. Somebody's always trying to get high. The person who worked at 3 to 11 is calling you. The person who worked at... It's 24 hours. Plus, when nobody's calling, you're worried about the cops kicking in your door. And when you ain't worried about them, you're worried about being robbed. Or you ain't worried about that, you're worried about somebody snatching your girlfriend. Why would you want to work 24 hours to keep from working a 8-hour job where you can come home, rest, relax, enjoy your family? I'm like, I'm cool. Like,
sold.
I'm sold. I'm sold because it just made sense. But I had friends. I had people around me. They really didn't have fathers. They really didn't have situations that could mentor them. Or it's their personality. Everybody out here selling drugs didn't come from a bad situation. They want to. They want to. They want that lifestyle. They want that mystique. They want to be in the mix. I was never that person. Like, so music saved my life in that. I poured myself into music, but like I said, I had some amazing people around me that gave me a foundation that was like, you don't need that. You are enough as you are.
If life went how I wanted it to go, whenever I was 18, 19, 20.
Lord. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's all of us. That's all of us. There's very few people that catch it and get it that early. And most of them are women. There's very few people. They mature so differently than we do. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying all, because there are some amazing young males out here that are really doing their thing. They're locked in, they understand, and they're doing it. But most of us, yeah. Bro, like I said, I tell people all the time, I thought I knew until I turned 35. And then I had it locked in until I turned 45. Then I'm like, oh, this is cool, until I turned 55. It's different. When y'all talk about levels, there's really levels to this. And you just can't understand at 30 what you understand at 50. Yeah. It's literally impossible. You can watch it, but you just don't understand it until you're in it.
I was just telling a friend of mine, her son was starting a business, and he's like, why don't he get it? Why don't he get it? And I was just like, just age. Like, he's not old enough to have that responsibility yet. Good job and all that stuff, but you know what I mean? It's just
priorities.
Who I was at 20, like, a lot of times I got to give people grace because the way I think now, like, you would think that I'm kind of shitting on a YN or like the younger version of me, and I'd be having to give people grace because me at 20 ain't me at 35. I'm worried about different stuff, and I want better for I want the world to be a better place than everything.
You know what's so wild? If you really want to get your heart broken, meet a younger you. Because you know it's about to happen to him, and you can't do nothing about it. He's not going to listen. I don't care if you had video footage. It don't matter. They think and believe that that's old, and it ain't like that no more. And, bro, I'm out here.
Yeah, it's like
it's just it's heartbreaking.
On a regular life level, we're not recreating the wheel.
No.
But to bring it back to music, we're not recreating the wheel.
No,
It's the same process.
it's the same process.
Everything looks a little bit different. Going back to the beginning of the interview, whenever you said people start breaking to the DJ, oh, that's TikTok. The blueprint ain't changing.
No.
You just gotta advance with the times.
100%. Everything should improve. I'm a better version of my father. My father's a better version of his father. Like, you know, like, we're supposed to be advancing. If not, you're stagnant, which means nothing around you is growing. So, no, I do feel like the state of rap music, it's not advancing. It's regurgitating.
Yeah.
It's regurgitating. So when we started, I'll never forget this. I remember, listening to early rap, and especially my uncle, because my uncle's big music. Oh, bro, that ain't nothing but and he was pointing out the samples in the song. I think it's new. He's telling me where it came from. So I started doing my research and listening to the records that he's pointing me to. Oh, that's not what that is. They took this part from here. So I'm like, okay, cool. But it was soul, it was funk, it was rock that we were making rap out of. Now they're just making rap out of rap. Like, we're not advancing.
And it's so crazy. I spoke with another local person in the city who I feel like in a few years, well, not even a few years, like right now, Sativa Crazy.
Yes.
She keeps up with everybody local.
Yes.
And a lot of times we'll have like hip hop conversations, or not just music conversations. Mm-hmm. And we was talking about Rod Wave, and she was like, well, he be copying so much stuff.
He stole a whole Jay-Z verse and the kids didn't know.
Yeah. And now I was like, but can you blame me whenever that's what music really is? Like Luther Vandross, he's our guy.
Right.
A lot of his major songs are remakes, and it's like, that's music whenever you do it. Like whenever you could revamp it, not
right. Yeah.
Revamp it, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but here's where my issue comes in: is when you're doing a rendition, everybody, I Will Always Love You. Most people Whitney Houston. That's not a Whitney Houston song. That's a Dolly Parton song. She redid it. Cool. Nobody has a problem with that because you're adding your skill set to something that was already created. What I'm saying is, Rod Wave, I can't remember which song it is. It's the second verse. He said a Jay-Z verse word for word, and they thought it was new. I played the Jay-Z song for them, and they told me it was AI. I'm like, no.
Hey, but some stuff has to come with experience, though.
Yeah, I'm like, no, this is exactly word for word. And when they realized, it was like, well, he always be paying homage. Like, they tried to clean it up. Like, no, you had no clue that that's not his words. Like,
that's why behind the camera, whenever you said your uncle was like putting you on the different samples and stuff, I'm a little bit older. I'm at the age where I'm putting people on samples like, no.
Oh, yeah.
That come from that.
That comes from...
well, this happened. Nope, that come from that.
Right.
And I'm more of I'm not going to say I'm a historian whenever it comes to music, but I stayed with my grandma for a little bit. My music palette.
Excuse me.
My music palettes go back a little far.
Right. If you see, first of all, my music hard drive is 14 terabytes. We're talking about 14 terabytes of MP3s. We ain't talking like 14 terabytes. That's number one. Number two, I got everything from ABBA to ZZ Top in all genres.
You're gonna have to clear it up a little bit. The radio even cleared it up. They don't play 40s no more. I think they about to be done with the 50s in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
No. I'm never clearing a hard drive. I got gems, bro. Like, we off camera can sit down. You'll be like, yo, this is nuts. Like, my Pittsburgh, there's only like 4 or 5 people in this city that compare to what I have. And we all cool. And if I'm missing something, he'll give it to me. And if he's missing something, there's probably about 4 or 5 of us. There's not too many records that we don't have from here.
So whenever they said, "Who the fuck is Chevy?"
It was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. A moment that I put 10,000 hours into. You know what I mean? Like, and I was ready for it. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. I'm not new. I've been here. Though you may not have experience with me, that's okay. I welcome it. Let's get to know each other. But one of the stigmas that we face in this genre of music that no other genre of music does is they want to discredit you, or they want to discard you when you're older.
Damn.
If you're going to court and your life is on the line, do you want a kid who just graduated from college, or do you want a dude who's been in the court system for 40 years? You're gonna pick the dude with more experience. If I need my heart transplant, I'm not picking a kid that just came out of, I need somebody who didn't touch 30, 40, 50 hearts.
They want top dog law.
Right. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, we are literally, and I say we, I'm never going to distance myself from my genre. We don't give the same respect, honor. We don't give the same reverence to our forefathers, to our foundation. We don't. And because, I'll give you the history of it, they use that against us. So these early records that we know of hip hop, okay, it was a DJ and the artist. Most DJ, Eric B, Rakim, Jazzy Jeff, and the Fresh Prince. These, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not who's ahead, but they were combinations. The industry decided they didn't want the DJ because in most cases the DJ's older. Like we just talked about on a personal level, what you think at 25, you don't think at 35. So you got a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, go back to LLs early. All LL's DJs is older, Battle Cat. But these was all older dudes who acted as managers and guiders and mentors for his career. So he didn't get screwed in his contracts. He didn't, was doing stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. So we're in a space now, they separate us. You don't need him. The drum machines come in. You don't need, so they could isolate your little young ass so they could take advantage of you, because you'll fall for a chain in a car. A 40-year-old dude who already has that, that's not impressive.
Yeah.
He's going to read the contract. This says in perpetuity, which means it's never changing.
Even on Mars.
He understands that a 360 deal is the worst thing you could sign unless you're in a position where you can pay it back. Because even a 360 is for a term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so they separated knowledge and wisdom from youth and not being naive.
So I don't want to toot my own horn.
Go.
But
Toot.
hey, I'm here for it.
Yes, sir.
But I feel like in the past, that would have been the reason. Now, like today, I feel like a lot of our hip hop pioneers, and Chuck Noll used to speak to the older Stillers about this. Is what's your life after, like, music? You know what I mean? Like what's your life's work? Right, I done did music longer than most people out here that is doing music. At some point in time, I said, I'm done making it, but how do I still become a part of the culture? Like, how do I still impact it? A lot of people don't want to impact the music unless they're able to be on the mic, rocking the stage, and all. Like, there's a light, like, somebody got to set the lights. Somebody need the audio good.
That's a transition, and it's a transition of maturity.
Yeah.
It's a transition of maturity. So I'll give you a story, personal story. I played football most of my life.
I'm glad you brought it up.
That little league to, you know what I mean, whatever. Ended up going to college, Tennessee State University. Didn't pan out for a lot of reasons, but I played football all my life. Love it. Love the game. When I couldn't play, I was tormented. When I say tormented, bro, I had nightmares. Most people would call them dreams. I call them nightmares. That I'm in the middle of games, that I'm on the sidelines and coaches calling me and asking me, like full blown games, bro. Wake up and remember plays. Like they were nightmares for me. My life was unsettled. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, and my body just wouldn't let it go. So I poured my energy and my focus into music. And the second I decided to professionally be what I wanted to be, it went away. Dead ass, it went away. I've not had night. Every once in a while we talk about it, or if me and my brothers watching old films, like a dream will come up. But other than that, I'm not tormented about what I didn't accomplish in football, because I was able to accomplish what I've done in music. Now, music's always been. The very first time I was paid professionally, became a professional music person, was in 85. I think it was 85 or 84 when we got hired to do a graduation party. First graduation party I ever did. Remember Knights of Columbus in Swissville? Right there by the Dairy Queen, that building, that round building.
Yeah, I know.
That's the very first place I ever DJ'd and got paid for it.
What was it like?
Amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We on Technique tables, we on Fisher, like we using house equipment mixed with like it was amazing experience until I'm standing there and a fuse blew. Oh, and I'm like, bro, it was the, and all my friends, like, cause I was DJing with friends, they're all looking at me like, what the hell did you do? I'm like, bro, I'm good. Like I didn't do anything. Like we figured out that a fuse blew. We ran because we're running house equipment too long. It just overheated. You know, we figuring it out, right? Power strip. So, but yeah, bro.
But that's hip hop.
That 1,000%.
Man, my mom gonna whip my brother's ass. How many house parties we done threw up on Stokes? But everything would just go.
Yeah.
Oh man, everybody screaming like, "Come on, man, it's the party!" You find that power strip, dudes. You start fixing stuff up.
Listen, bro.
And now it's back up again.
As I'm not the person, because I heard of them. I was close regionally, but I wasn't there. Ask Lee Davis about the Dust House.
Oh, he's gonna make his way down here.
Ask Lee Davis about the Dust House. Talbot Tires was on. Like, it was just a different. Talbot Tires was different, bro. Like, I love going down there because I have family down there. It was like, I mean, it could go from just chilling to Freaknik in 2 hours. Like, it was just different. It was a different time. But yeah, those house parties, those basement parties, this is the culture in real time.
Like a lot of younger people, because hip hop is young, is one of the younger
50.
genres.
50,
but
51 now.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like the younger people in the genre, they're not taking the time to like go back and like really do their research, because, and not to take no money out of no engineer, producers' pockets, but I learned how to record myself off of like a little Fisher Price little like recording thing. Like we had some random tape that we probably could get in trouble for recording over it today.
Oh yeah,
like
bro.
Monica or somebody.
Sit now. They don't even know that. Take a piece of tape and cover the two holes, which now you can record on it.
Yeah.
And record right over top of grandma's church sessions. Woo! Bro, like I done been there. Man, I done been there.
It started like that.
Yeah.
And that's the product of not having.
Yeah.
The next step, it was the computer. Like one of my friends had a computer. It was Grammy.
Okay.
Grammy had a computer. And because we couldn't afford the studio mic, we went up Kmart and grabbed the computer mic. Mm-hmm. You remember them? It was like a long stick with the mic.
The light, like grayish white. Yeah, know exactly what you're talking about.
We taped it on the wall, and we would rap with our shirt over top of our face
as a pop screen.
Yeah, and that's how we made a lot of our music that was on MySpace. If people didn't know how we was making that music, but that's how we was making it for MySpace. But that eventually grew into Doob learning how to record and
so you guys were You were Fruity Loop babies.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I just
now-
now shared a meme in our group about Fruity Loops.
Yeah, you were Fruity Loop babies. Now, watch this. Before Fruity Loops, there was this thing called Hammerhead. Look it up.
They still won't have it on the internet.
Yeah, there was this thing called Hammerhead. It was this little program that you could make, like it had its own little, sounds or whatever, and you could create. That was the first thing that I ever, like, quote unquote, made a beat with on a computer. Then when I'm doing the vinyl thing, you hit a certain point, you're not trying to carry all these records. You know what I mean? Like, people ain't trying to pay you, whatever. So that I'm aware of, and you can ask Joogie's dad, I'm the first person around here to ever DJ from a computer.
Damn, everybody else was the 2-track.
Everybody was doing. I bought a program called PC DJ. It came with a interface that connected to the computer. That's one thing that my mother bought me to contribute to my music. They never bought me nothing. You know what I mean? Like, one of my life lessons about life came through trying to get DJ equipment. But she bought that for me. But this was later.
Yeah.
I bought PC DJ. I learned how to do it. I used to do it in the CD shop, whatever. And it was over. But again, we're dealing with a full PC. I got the whole setup built into it. Like, it was wild. To go from that to, I forget, there was a program that you could use, and then that's when they first came out with the mixers that had it built in. Then I bought the first Serato version. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I've graduated all the way through to now, bro. Like, I ordered a controller and 2 speakers that are completely wireless.
That's probably a shell shock for you. Like, where was this?
Like, I
in
literally
1984?
Right. You ever see, how they had the quads and they have these stands where I can take that, put it on, put my controller in front of me, and put 2 wireless speakers out here and literally walk around this entire building while DJing. It's wild to think that you can take a hard drive that's this big and have 72,000 songs. Like, it, you know what I mean? Like,
Trust me.
I
got everybody's clips. I got everybody's interviews. I got everybody's bloopers. On one little hard drive. It's small.
It's wild. It truly is. But the life lesson that my dad taught me was, I wanted this mixer. It was a Gemini. I can't remember the exact number. It was one of the old 19-inch wide. This thing was amazing. And I'm like, yo, I want this mixer. I want to start get my equipment together. He looked me in the face and said, I'll get it for you tomorrow. Bro, it would be like somebody saying, I'll buy you a Bentley tomorrow. I jumped up. Obviously, you ain't calling nobody. I'm at everybody's crib like, bro, I'm going. It was at Stedford's. The mixer was at Stedford. I'm like, bro, I'm getting the mixer tomorrow. My dad said we're going to get the mixer. It's up. Like, Dad worked construction. Come home. You know what I mean? I'm like, Dad, we're going to go get it. We'll go get it tomorrow. What you going to say?
Oh, you mean the next tomorrow?
He said tomorrow. So I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, he must have been work. He's at work. Like, so now I got to go fix it with my friends. Like, oh, yeah, he was working tired, whatever. We're going to go get it tomorrow. This is a Friday. I come home Friday from school. I done everything I'm supposed to do because your grades is on point. Your chores is done. The lunch, like, I come home on Friday, like, we about to go down to tomorrow. At this point, I'm crushed because I keep telling my friends this is going to happen. They're all excited because it's going to happen. Doesn't happen. I don't say nothing on Sunday. Monday, like, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? I was just curious, like, can we go get it? Oh, yeah, we'll go get it tomorrow. He kept doing this to me for like 2 weeks, and to the point where I just stopped asking. Bro, it was probably about, if I had to guess, maybe a year later, I got up the courage to ask him. I'm like what? Like I could ask for shoes, he'd buy it. I could ask for this, he'd buy it. He'd bring stuff home. Like it wasn't. He had two pockets. Like my mom would pick which one she wanted the money out of. Like this is a dude who showed me $7,000 in $1,000 bills. Money's not the issue. I'm like, it was embarrassing. Like I'm telling my friends, I'm this, that, and the other. He looked at me and said, please understand something. Tomorrow never comes. If you want something, you work your ass off and you go get it. Don't ever let nobody put something on hold for you. Tomorrow never comes. It's not on the calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's no such thing as tomorrow. We got today and yesterday.
We both seen that tomorrow. My mom told me the same tomorrow you look forward to, I look forward to that same tomorrow. Yeah. Like you said, it really don't come. It's sad that your dad
but again,
gave you a year-long life lesson because you wasn't going to never learn that life lesson until
bruh, listen,
you came to him like,
and it still holds true to the day. Like it is so. I do not play about that. I don't. This is why I'm really kind of hard on certain things, but don't play with my time.
Yeah. Don't
play with my time. I can get some more money. I can replace some things. Don't play with my time. That's where I feel disrespected.
So that's where the mantra that everybody has about DJ Chevy, like, cause you said some people love you, right. Some people hate you. Those some people, they might have their own reasons on why they hate you. But I know part of it might be this motherfucker's trying to make me on my shit. He trying to put me on, like he trying to make me be too squared away. It's like, bro, cause I don't got time to waste.
And neither do you.
Yeah.
And neither do you. I just lost a friend last week. Literally. He died, passed away. He had colon cancer. Found that out later. He had a stroke, went to the hospital, thought he was going to make it. He passed away.
My condolences.
My wife just had one of her nephew's friends drop dead. 30. Jeff passed away.
Yeah.
Sat down on his bed and died at 24 years old.
That crushed me. But even at that age, because you're older, getting the news, me at that age, it's still like, still more life to live. I mean, not saying like that, but I'm saying like at that age, it's still, at this age, I think about death more than I've ever thought about death because I'm like, I ain't done yet. I always I look at life like I'm not done, but
yeah,
I'm scared to be done right now. I'll say that. I'm scared to be done right now.
And this is why, you know what I mean? You value every single day. My thing does not change. People hit me like, Chev, how you doing, bro? I woke up this morning. Life is good. Life is amazing.
You can't tell me no otherwise.
Period. If I wake up, everything else is icing on the cake. I did nothing. I say this to people consistently. What did you do yesterday that was so amazing that this world would stop because you didn't wake up? Exactly. So therefore, understand you were gifted something. Be appreciative. If somebody handed you a gift like, oh, bro, these new shoes, you be thankful because you got something that you didn't ask for, but it fits, and do something with it. They don't appreciate just the simple life. There's people that woke up that wish they could blink or wish they could walk or wish, like, you got all of that and you complaining about a bill? Go make some money to cover the bill. Like,
see, we was raised the same way because, like, my mom would always, like, if I ever said, oh, I'm hungry. No, I'm starving.
Oh, yeah, that's a word. Don't say that. Don't say this. Two things. Don't say you starving. Don't say there ain't nothing to eat in here.
Swear.
Lord, that was the worst. That was the worst. Do not say, ain't nothing to eat in here. As hard as I work 16 hours a day in them you better go cook. This is why all the dudes can cook.
Yeah.
You can clean. Like, we had to. Like, a lot of these people, like, it is wild. It's just wild. It really is.
And it bleeds into everything else.
Everything else. This is where the entitlement of the music thing comes in. And they think that This is the participation trophy kids that they got because they was on the team and they got a uniform. They got a no.
We gonna add another slot for you. No, I wanted 5 people.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And you didn't make the cut, bro.
See, but I was raised off of you don't make the cut, you come back next year and you work you don't quit first off.
Period.
And not to like bring up
Go ahead, do your thing.
my football stories, but
Tutu.
my first year of football, I was on the line. I was just blocking. I didn't know football for real. I just wanted to be around my friends. Mm-hmm. After a year getting beat up by all the big kids, I'm like, I need to get better. Like, I don't want to be on the line no more. So, my first time hitting up, Torben Tinsley.
Yeah, Torb. That's my guy.
Oh, man, bro.
And his son looked just like him.
I wanted to quit.
Oh, no.
Coach Rob, he pulled me off to the side. He was like, you can't quit. I go up there. I tell your mom. Meanwhile, I'm so scared of this man because he's a real man.
Yeah. That's my dude, too.
Mom. He didn't know my mom. Yep. So I'm like, damn, he fucking got me. So
he got me.
I ended up not quitting. And throughout the year, I'm just like learning. And in the off season, I'm like, I'm going to get better. I'm going to go train. And the following year, I played tight end. Mm-hmm. I still wasn't happy with tight end, so I'm like, I want to play receiver. So I worked my way off of the line just off of just wanting to be better and better every single day and not saying it like, well, my mom paid $40 just like I should be able to be a running back. Are you faster than him?
Right.
Like,
again, you didn't take the excuse route. And that's so many of them pick up excuses. They literally sew them in their pockets. They have an excuse for why they're not what they should be and why it's somebody else's fault. No, pimp. No, we're not doing that.
That's why I always make the statuses that I make about support in Pittsburgh because people always cry about support. I'm like, and might sound weird, but why would you want support? That's something that someone could take away. Just put out a good product and the people are going to have to they're going to be forced to gravitate to what you do. Like, I would love people to support my network. I don't need people to support my network because you're going to come today. I got someone else tomorrow. I had someone right before you.
Right.
I'm going to keep working because I know my work ethic. My work ethic don't need support. You know what I mean? But everybody got this piss poor work ethic, but they want everything handed to them.
Here's my support issue, okay? And a lot of people don't look at it this way and hear it this way, but it's fact when you think about it. Okay, I'm going to sit here for the next 2 to 3 weeks and every day get up on my social media and complain I'm not being supported, okay? But there's 15 to 20 people that share everything that I do and come to my shows. I'm giving the people who don't care about me more energy than I'm celebrating the people that do. Why would you do that? I will every day thank the people that come to my shows. Every day highlight something they do. Tell you about this amazing young lady I met. And I'm going to constantly uplift these people because what ends up happening is somebody wants that same thing. So in supporting me, they also are uplifted. I got a shirt that says, "We support we." That's it. Like, it's just that simple. I'm going to support the people that support me. I'm going to celebrate the people who see my vision. Everybody else, I'm not mad at you. You just don't see it yet. I'm not mad at you. You're doing your own thing. I'm not mad at you. I'm not your cup of tea. But the reality of it is, I'm not taking no energy away from the people that do support me.
That network is big enough itself. Even if you only got 2 people that share your post, why are you about to complain about the other people whenever the next post could be 3 people? If you just stay on the path of just being humble, head down, just work. I don't feel bad for nobody. Maybe maybe I didn't work too long.
Right.
I didn't put in too many hours for me to feel bad for people.
And what you said before we started this, you get to a point where you like, you know that, but you be scared to say it. Like, no, bro, like, I'll go back to the B. Marshall thing. What B. Marshall said was 100% accurate. Yeah. How he said it was 100% wrong. Who he said it to, he didn't do his research on. These are all things I said to him directly. So it being on camera is no big deal. I said it to him. What you said, B, was 100% right. How you said it and who you said it to is why we are where we are.
Yeah, because I'm not an artist and I took offense to it. Because
anybody should have took offense to it.
Oh, man. He had his day.
Right. But the part that we touched on earlier, just like you said, he gets these people together. He brings them together. Here, this is what we're going to do. And the heat dropped off him immediately. Then it was, who the hell is DJ Chevy? Like, you know what I mean? I'm so thankful. I'll say this on camera. I am so thankful that, they didn't start that gatekeeping conversation, because that's not me. And I got at least 100 people who can defend that. I'm not a gatekeeper, not at all. I just want to be a mentor and prepare people for opportunities. I'm not trying to keep you from nothing. I'm trying to prepare you for everything. So if there's some issue with somebody trying to help you get to where you're going, that's a bigger issue inside of you. That has nothing to do with me.
All right. So since you ain't keeping the gate closed.
Yes, not at all. I
would like you to let everybody know where they can find you at on different social platforms and all that.
I'm going to say it this way. Since most of you operate in that Instagram space, is DJ Chevy 1, at DJ Chevy 1 on Instagram. I do have a Facebook. My Facebook's Jeff Cobbs. I got 2 pages. Pick the one that there's 2 pictures. One's lighter and one's darker. Pick the lighter one. You'll know what I mean when you see it. I don't do TikTok. I don't do all the rest of that stuff. These service agreements are getting out of control. Please do your homework. Don't just be clicking I agree, especially you content creators and music. Like, this is getting bad and nobody's taking care of the business. They're not paying attention. But that's how you reach me. And I'm very accessible. You know what I mean? I don't shy away from anybody. If I can help you, I will help you. If I can't, I'll tell you I can't, and we can figure it out. But no, social media, Instagram, at DJ Chevy 1.
And I just want to let y'all know, this guy's more than just a moment in Pittsburgh hip hop where B. Marshall is going against this and that. This is a guy who's going to be a repeat guest, because we didn't even talk about Square One Radio.
No, we did not.
That's a whole nother...
Square One, grind hard, like traveling. I got shows out of town. We didn't talk about Move the Crowd, which is the new series I created.
But it only took, 3 days for this interview to get set up? Yep. I mean, real accessible person. And just a little insight on something. Like, he was my mentor growing up, and it's still not hard. You know what I mean?
Not hard at all.
So I just want to appreciate you for pulling up,
my guy,
addressing the elephant in the city, because we got a draft to do right now, man. We don't got time to be,
buddy. Yeah, but I'm thankful. I will say on camera, off camera, however it goes, Stunner, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like, you literally did not have to do what you did. You did, and I appreciate the opportunity for getting to know me and me getting to know you. That's really all it boils down to. And because of your platform and who you are, it opened up for opportunity for the city to get to know who I am. So thank you.
Brought to you by